Alright, today we're going to be starting the last Mario and Luigi game from Alpha Dream. Of course, Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story got remakes following this, but as far as new entries are concerned at least, and as far as this streaming series is concerned at least, this will be the last one. I've heard the general sentiment I've heard about this game is that it's the worst one in the series. That's what I hear more often than not. I doubt for my predictions as far as what I think this game is going to be like, I don't think it's going to be a bad game, but probably just kind of on the bland side, if I would guess. I did pop in the other day to look, and I looked at this world map and I was like, is that it? Are these the locations we're going to? Which, I mean, hey, snow level, desert level, beach level, that's all good stuff, but it's very par for the course. And, I don't know, I'm just very curious about this one because this is the one that I had absolutely zero experience with. Like, Superstar Saga, I grew up with it. Partners in Time, I didn't own, but I did have some exposure to it through friends and the internet and whatnot. Bowser's I played in full. Dream Team I played a good bit of when that came out, and Dream Team back when I was in high school or whatever just totally lost me, to the point where I wasn't even interested in Paper Jam, and I had no affinity for Paper Mario, which makes me kind of glad that I played the first two Paper Mario games at the end of last year, so I have some affinity for Paper Mario in general. I'll maybe get some of the references that I maybe otherwise wouldn't. What's up, Serenity? And of course, I've played a good deal of the Superstar Saga remake since starting this series, so I know we have the little speed up thing. I know the tutorials are going to be cut back starting in this game, which carried on into the remakes, among other things. And so, yeah, I would say part of me maybe does slightly dread going through this, just because of its reputation, but I can't imagine it's a bad game, though. So maybe it'll be fine. Luigi, you gotta be brave, man. Just had a whole game dedicated to that. What's up, Eric? I've also been thinking about whether or not I really want to do that tier list or not. Because originally I was going to do a ranking of these 5 games, maybe including the remakes, maybe not. The first 2 Paper Mario, since those are the most RPG-like, and Super Mario RPG. And then I was thinking, actually scratch that. I've already talked about Paper Mario. I don't want to get burned at the stake for Super Mario RPG, like not being the biggest fan of Super Mario RPG. And I feel like it'd be more fitting to just do the Mario and Luigi's if I were to do a tier list, but I'm kind of Mario and Luigi'd out, and I would take some time before I would do that video, but I just kind of wanted to say this at the beginning of this stream, that I might not end up doing a tier list, and I'll just kind of talk about my ranking maybe once we're done with this game. I'm very curious to see how this game plays out, though. Because, I mean, it's still Alpha Dream. It's still Alpha Dream, so, I mean, it's definitely not bad, right? I do feel like the writing quality in Dream Team was definitely a step down in a lot of regards. So I don't have super high expectations narratively, but I do like that we start off playing as Luigi, though. That's kind of fun.
Mamma mia.
Dude, that is one agile rat.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm kind of ready to just, like, peel the band-aid off, get this game done, and then I can move on to something else. I figured the book was gonna fall. And this is where Paper Mario is gonna come out, I would assume. Is this like the canon of... Is the canon of Paper Mario that it actually does take place in a storybook of some kind? I guess I've spoken a lot before about how canonicity of certain things, continuity-wise, in series like this, or franchises like this with many series in them, doesn't really matter that much. So I guess you could say, okay, in the Mario and Luigi universe, this is how it works. But in Paper Mario, maybe that's just its own self-contained thing, not necessarily taking place in a book. It's pretty inoffensive to me whether or not that's the case, though, lore-wise or whatever. And I gotta say, though, I watched a kind of a short preview video about the Thousand Year Door, and based on what I saw and heard in that video, I'm actually kind of impressed at the small but meaningful quality of life changes that were introduced there, and probably more that haven't been talked about either, or also. So I'm not gonna play it day one because I just played it back in December, but I could definitely see myself picking up the Thousand Year Door remake sometime down the road when I feel like I want to replay it. Assuming that general reception is good and all that. That would maybe be kind of a fun game to play on the new system, assuming that's something I want to get day one. Because while I am anticipating the Switch 2, Super Switch, whatever you want to call it for now, I'm anticipating that to have a pretty banger launch lineup because I feel like Nintendo's holding stuff. At the same time, even if the launch lineup is basically just, here's a new Mario game, and maybe like one other thing, kind of like with the Switch with Breath of the Wild, I feel like that's probably enough because of all the games accessible, or you'd assume and hope would be accessible, that you already own, or that I already own in this case. And being able to play those, ideally at a higher frame rate and resolution and all that. That'd probably be enough. This is fun, though. I'm seeing double. 4 peaches. 4 crusties. The disrespect. Yeah, so I don't know how the shortcuts and whatnot are gonna work. I'll have to map potentially some touchscreen stuff. That'll only take like a minute or two. I'm very used to doing that at this point. Mario. Out of our world and into this one. It's actually kind of fitting that I'm playing this with the 1,000-Year Door on the horizon. I didn't really plan it like that, but... And if anyone asks if I'm going to stream all the Paper Mario games, no. I will not be doing that. For my own sanity. She's gotta be like, sorry, I don't speak Italian. It's a book, it's scripted. Paper Mario games are scripted. Yeah, it's like, it's a storybook that was written. Who wrote it? That's the question, right? This is funny. I've said before that I really like Peach's personality in the Paper Mario games, though. So it is kind of funny that they're treating her as being, like, more charming than Mario and Luigi Peach. Story of Toads have suddenly appeared. Yeah, everyone's freaking out. I like this premise, though. Man, I knew this was more or less what it was going to be, but... I think the premise is cool. So... what control scheme am I currently using? Let's take a look. The Superstar Saga one. Maybe that'll actually be fine. Because it looks like that's doing that. Maybe I'll have to make a slight adjustment depending on what shortcuts they put on the touchscreen, but we shall see. Time to find some toads. Isn't this a thing in, like, Sticker Star and the like? Is there a time limit? No. What if Toadette just shows up? I'm trying to even think, but Toadette was in Mario Odyssey. I feel like she doesn't make many appearances outside of, like Mario Kart and stuff like that. Oh, nice. 3 for 1. Oh, she does come in this game? Oh, cool. That's cool. I always liked Toadette. Thought she was kind of a cool character. Design-wise. Some shops. I will say it is kind of refreshing having this introductory, like, inciting incident not be a tragedy of some kind. You know, Princess Peach's voice getting stolen, the Shroobs invading, the Blorbs and Fawful and all that. And then in Dream Team, like, Antasma ambushing the good times. And I'm sure something bad is going to happen following this, but it is somewhat refreshing in that sense. Like, there's not one up against this wall, is there? Oh, I start with a hammer. Oh, shit. There's one. I was only pretending to hide. I turned myself into a splinter. What is this last one? Yeah, they just say the same shit. Or have I not checked? Oh, I see, and that's kind of clever. I like that. That's neat how they hit him in the reflection. All right. Oh shit. Round them all up. It's kind of fucked up. They're getting jumped. They've increased or crumbled or torn into a million pieces. Bowser and a group of his minions. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm guessing the two Bowsers joining up is going to be the whole antagonist thing, or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not speaking coherently. I'm sure that the two Bowsers are going to be co-antagonists to some effect.
Oh yeah.
They could just print more, right? You just gotta find Paper Mario. I know that Paper Luigi isn't, like, at least in the first two games, he's not playable. He just kind of hangs out at the house. Well, no, in Thousand Year Door, he goes on his own journey, supposedly. But, It is, I feel like it's probably kind of a missed opportunity to not have both of them. Nice. Start exploring a little bit. Fucking Nabbit's here. I guess it makes sense. He did exist at the time. Still a whole bunch of Burrow's attacks. Oh nice, so they're starting us off with 2 Burrow's attacks off rip. Already have the hammer. I'm assuming Luigi has his hammer too, I just can't use it in the overworld. For now, at least.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I love the way they handle the tutorials from this game on. Just from my experience with the 3DS version of Superstar Saga, where they tell you, like, hey, if you want to know more details, or if you want to know specifically how to do this thing, check the guide button, or the guide menu option. It's really nice. Dream Team could have benefited heavily from that. Though I'm sure part of the reasoning for implementing a feature like that was because there was backlash about backlash at Dream Team regarding the tutorialization. Probably. It's probably not even worth it to buy gear just yet, because I'll probably find stuff that's even better than this. Interesting that the overalls are extras and not a basic piece of equipment. Redeem points. Oh, is this from, like, play coins? Oh no, wait. Never mind. Okay. We'll progress for a while before I bother with the gear and all that. Oh, there's Toadette. With her little like Nintendo Labo looking ass Mario thing. Copy block. But they have to stop me to tell me this, though? Whatever. Yeah, as shaders compile, we'll get a little bit of stuttering here and there, but it should stop after a while. Willingness to engage in conversation suggests a tendency towards extroversion. While generally a positive, they should exercise caution when meeting strangers.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Okay.
I got it.
Oops. Yeah, so I don't know if I want to go like super long today or anything. Just kind of get things started. Maybe wrap up the first arc. I don't really know how this game is structured like at all, so it's gonna be kind of hard for me to pace myself in the same way as playing a game that I do know the events of and the structure of. Mario's a round guy, but not this round. Wasn't that a whole thing in the Paper Mario games of people talking about how Mario's like fat and poking fun at him for that? I feel like that came up more often in those two games, the first two, than this series maybe. They're gonna fight us. It's gotta be tough being... Imagine trying to stomp on a piece of paper that's standing up. I mean, like, yeah, it would just get crushed underneath your foot, but... Wait, it's just the Superstar Saga battle theme? Not complaining, the theme slaps, but... I mean, it's a different arrangement than the remake, I'm pretty sure. It's always the slow attacks that get me. I'm wondering, does it always show you who they're targeting, though? Crumple. Oh. Also, you have that Dream Team ba-da-da-da-dum, the little motif. Maybe that's a Mario and Luigi motif in general. I'd have to listen for it in the other games. It's just very prominent in Dream Team, in that opening theme. I'm also wondering... This game is definitely celebratory in some way because it's got the Paper Mario stuff, which hadn't been in like a turn-based RPG in this fashion for a while. I know the combat systems for like Origami King and maybe Color Splash are turn-based, but I'm really confused as to the perception of, or like, I'm really confused as to whether or not the later Paper Marios are even considered RPGs or not, just because I don't really know the systems that are present there that well. Like, I know Super Paper Mario is not. I mean, it's kind of like a platforming RPG. You do level up, but it's more of like a platformer as opposed to something like the first two Paper Marios. And then Sticker Star, I genuinely don't have any idea how combat plays out in Sticker Star. If it's still like turn-based battles, but it's just a different system, or what. And same goes for Color Splash. And then Origami King, I know you have like the rotating, kind of like line them up sort of shit. But I don't know how like leveling works, or if there's like stats involved. I'm assuming there is, but from the outside, they seem like such a different style of game, and people have been very vocal about them being very different. I'm just wondering, is it just because they're shallower? Is it because, like, I'm kind of unclear on that. Maybe I should look into it more. Here we go, though. I'm seeing double. 4 Bowsers. Whimsy knockoff. Oh, we got Bowser Jr. going on too. Oh shit. Was Bowser Jr. even in? Maybe he's in one of the later Paper Marios. I don't remember him being in the first two though. Then again, I guess Bowser Jr. specifically, even in the Mario and Luigi games, was not present until Dream Team's like optional post-game boss. Wait, Baby Bowser, like Bowser but younger, who is, you know, basically Bowser Jr., but not really. Not technically. But if we're talking specifically Bowser Jr., this might be his debut, at least in the story. It's definitely his debut in the story in one of these games. On the M&L side of things. Does the map have to be that zoomed in? I guess that's just how it is in this area or something. It's interesting. Looks like a springboard of some kind. Now that we're getting in the flow of things, though, let me think. I actually started working on a video, which I know I've been kind of behind on. But I'm now at least in a place where I have a few videos that I'm ready to make. It's just going to be a matter of like however long it takes to actually make them. Can I do anything with these flowers? They're just... I guess they're just aesthetic. But I did start playing, I guess you could say replaying to an extent, Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. So I'm like kind of in the weeds with that right now, which is really cool. It's nice. It's nice playing it again, but I'm playing the DS version this time, not the 3DS version.
Let's go.
But I'll get more into that whenever I finish it and do a video on it inevitably. Okay. Oh yeah, I can turn it off? Or is that different? Turning it on takes, I guess, work out of defense. No. Interesting. So like some subtle difficulty tweaks, I guess, or just like clarity. I don't know. I saw that he was gonna attack Luigi and just didn't jump. Gotta ease myself back in a little bit, you know? Okay, we still got expert challenges, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I kind of assume that, aside from the Dreamy Luigi stuff, this game's gonna play pretty identically to Dream Team. Combat-wise, at least. No high jump. Damn, so I'm guessing I'll probably get these hammer abilities later. B-A-B-A-B. Yeah. So they're digging spots right here at the very beginning. I can't imagine... I mean, I guess I could see it where I would learn this later and then have to come back, but they're usually not that early on to try to ease up on the backtracking somewhat. This map seems like it's zoomed in more than it should be, but I can't tell. Okay, I see. Yeah, it's better. That's gonna be some ability, probably with Paper Mario, I would assume. Gloomy Woods, Sunbeam Plains. There's a toad. Well, I saw him run off to the right, so...
È piaciuto che era buono maestro. Luigi.
More bean spots. Oh, one of these. Not bad. So Gustavo. Went to a local game store and found a copy of Astral Chain for Switch. Oh, sick. I've heard that game's great. I've heard very good things about it. I've not played it myself. But that should be fun. Especially because you just played Nier Automata, which is also Platinum Games. From, as far as I know, they're both Platinum. And Platinum kind of like does a bunch of stuff, but usually in that kind of character action side of things. I swear the Toad went this way, but maybe he just went to the woods. That's probably what it is. Or not the woods, but the, whatever the other place is. Sunbeam, whatever. Oh, I know what's happening. It's like when the save... I think what happened was... I pressed start when the save icon wasn't there, and so it like tapped on the screen instead. That's fine, I'll just have to do it standing still. Make sure I do that. So we're probably gonna need Paper Mario for that. Just fitting, that was an ability in Thousand Year Door, being able to like turn sideways like that. I think the remake is going to be very good. I mean, Thousand Year Door is a great game on its own. You add these little quality of life things like the partner wheel, and there's like some hint guys and some practice dudes or whatever. I'm trying to remember what else. There might be some other like button shortcut kinds of things. The main thing is like swapping out partners just by holding down a button to bring up a wheel like that and select them. I feel like that's going to be a pretty major improvement, because traversal in that game, you basically always want the Yoshi as your partner to like move quicker. But because of that, it's just like swapping around is a little bit tedious. But they cut that tedium out, and all of a sudden, I feel like it's less of an issue.
Huh?
He is clipping through the other guy, though, which is a little off-putting.
Here we go.
Oh? This is a chase attack? Yeah. Oh, I was confused for a second. I was like, am I jumping? Also, I don't know whether I like or dislike that I almost always am playing these games now with like both of my thumbs on the controller. So it's like always left thumb for A, right thumb for B, as opposed to having to kind of like rock my thumb with a single thumb. I guess it kind of depends, but it's so easy with this setup because you only really ever need A and B. Maybe there will be some times where I need to be moving at the same time, but it's not proved to be an issue. Nice. It's the boy. Oh, does the battle theme change now? Is that what's happening? Like, we start with the Superstar Saga theme as like a false sense of security? Or because we just have Mario and Luigi and you introduce Paper Mario and then the real battle theme starts? Is that what we're seeing here? I don't have the Y button mapped. That is an issue. In that case, let's go ahead and make a new theme. We'll call it Paper Jam. Or Scheme, not theme. I guess the Y button being where it actually is probably good. Did I have the Y button configured for anything else? No. Right, I'm not seeing... Oh, for start? Oh, for the menu. I'll have to mess around with it. Let's just, we'll do this for now. Copy block. So we got kind of like a dreamy Luigi kind of thing going on. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is their way of introducing some of the dreamy kinds of combat elements. What's up, Kirby Coder? Yeah, finally playing some Paper Jam. Indeed. Copies will take damage for you. Okay. Like Kage Bunshin. I guess it's not Kage because they're not shadow clones, but paper clones. For every copy, press Y. Okay. It'll take me a second to get the timing down, but that's fun. That's pretty quick turnaround, okay. And there's a delay on the last one, okay. That's kind of neat. I like that. A little bit of variance in timing. The way his hands get bigger to flap himself up there is kind of funny. Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Mario. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, and of course Paper Mario is a mute. Oh, the spring jump, yeah. Yeah, really glad I played the first two Paper Marios before this. It's cool. Those games are real good. I understand why they're doing Thousand Year Door specifically, but I do think it's kind of a shame to skip over Paper Mario 64. Though, I think it's on Switch Online, so it's kind of like Ocarina and Majora, where it's like, oh, well, it's accessible. It's better than nothing, I guess. And I guess, because, so like on Nintendo controllers, obviously the face buttons are flipped. So like B is at the bottom, and then X is at the top. So normally the Y button would be where my X button is on the left. So maybe I will map it like that, and just remember, because that feels more natural to me, is having the third member be X. I mean, this makes it so it's like a semicircle. But I almost feel like X would feel more natural. Yeah, I think we'll do that, and then is this select? Yes. Okay. Yeah, so start will be Y, and then Y will be X, and then X will be nothing, until maybe I need X for something. Okay, so start is still save. This is really weird having three in a row like this, though. I bet getting into encounters is going to be hard to avoid. Like, I could see traversal in this form being kind of annoying, potentially. Because if I want all three to jump at once, I mean, it's better to stagger as you're going over a gap or something. X, X, A, B, A. Maybe that's what the actual X button will be for, is for everyone jumping at once. The Space Cowboy. So now we're going to do combat with all three. I don't know why they have to make this... I guess this will be a recurring thing, I'm assuming, but... It is odd that they do like a mission start sort of deal. I see. It's all when all the copies are holding their hammers. Okay. Oh, I see. That is very much how Dreamy Luigi handled in Dream Team. Glad to see that come back to some effect. And this is kind of reminding me of how much I like the Paper Mario art style as well. And slip through there. Nice, a textless tutorial? Wow, the paper guy is like, hey, look over here, I can slip through here, and then it gives you the button prompt, and that's it. That's all you need. Granted, I'm complaining about something that's not really an issue in this game. The tutorials are highly streamlined here in general. Which I primarily know from playing the Superstar Saga remake, which I've said several times, but,
Here we go.
you know. Oof. Cool. I kind of like this. I'm not surprised. It's more Mario and Luigi. I like the combat in these games generally. I shouldn't be too surprised. It's just like... This definitely seems like one of those games that gets... a lot of shit for, like, comparing to the rest of the series, which I understand, but... I feel like in a vacuum... It's still a Mario and Luigi game, right? Lots of ranks. Seems like more than usual. Also, not entirely sure what that white dot... Oh, no, wait a second, I see. That's progress towards the next rank, so... At level 6? We get a rank up? I'm assuming there's one dot per level. And that'll be the next rank. No rolls! No rolls for additional stat boosts. Interesting. Maybe there are just more rank ups to make up for that? Or more frequent? That's kind of a bummer. Granted, I'm playing Strange Journey right now, which doesn't allow you to pick your stats on level up compared to a lot of other SMT games. Like, most of the mainline SMT games let you pick your stat allocations on level up. The Mario and Luigi games kind of have a mix of both. But Strange Journey specifically, like, you take like a personality quiz at the beginning, and that determines your growth rates for your different stats, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of not conveyed great in the DS version, but the protagonist is also not really a powerhouse in the same way as in, like, Nocturne or something, to be fair. That was bad. Oof. I'm having a hard time telling who they're aiming at when they do that. Kind of want to be stubborn about healing. I can go back to the healing block if I really want to. Okay, so I guess there's no punishment for doing that, it just takes a turn. That's the cost. And so ideally, of course, you would want to avoid losing copies so you're not wasting a turn on spawning more. But if there is no like additional cost to spawning more, that's good to know. What's up, Aaron? I am playing on Citra. So we can pretend it's an actual 3DS. But no, I don't have like a 3DS capture card or anything like that. Unfortunately. Another one over here?
Let's go.
I guess they have a chance of being, or not a chance, but like they could be in these enemies. These guys from the 3D Land, 3D World games. Yeah, I guess the 3DS was... I mean, it just didn't have, like, traditional ports. Because I do have a capture card, but... it requires, like, HDMI. I do kind of want to find this heal block, though. Wherever that was. Oh, here's another one. What the fuck? There's 3 of them. That's fun. Later, Kirby Coder. Oh? I'm assuming this is what the actual X button is going to be for. Probably. Yeah, okay. I don't want to do this. I feel like one of the triggers would be kind of perfect for this, actually. Maybe right trigger. Yeah, probably like right trigger would be good. Let's do that. I'll just clear this. I see, okay. Well, that solves the slow-ass movement speed from Dream Team, that's for sure. Oh. Okay. I see a lot of potential for some fun puzzle solving and dungeoning with that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice. I'm guessing there'll be one of these per area. Hopefully that's it, and there's not, like, many more than that. Let's use this heal block. Might as well save. Oh, I forgot. That's gonna annoy me, but I just need to, like, stop moving for a second, wait for the save icon to actually show up before I press start. I guess I could be dashing, right? Okay. Something in battle. So now we're gonna learn how to use whatever this new ability is, probably. Trio attack, okay. Press the character's buttons, A, B, and Y, to hit the ball back at the wall. Okay. I guess I can't do my usual strat. I mean, I can have a thumb on X and B, and then just move to A whenever I need to, but... I get those shaders to compile. Oh, I see, okay. That works pretty well, though. It's better than having to rock my thumb on, like, all three buttons. For sure. Right, the emergency block. We just use standard attacks to clear these guys up. Nice. Wait, can I jump while we're doing this? Oh, I can. Oh, and we don't stop dashing when we run into something. That's cool. It's kind of fun. Alright, I figured it'd be something like this. It's probably where I'm supposed to go. I want to explore a little bit more, though. Yeah, this will loop me back, like some secret area or some shit. Plus, I think there was another launch pad earlier on, maybe? God, imagine... See, now that this dash move has been introduced to me, I'm like, man, imagine if Dream Team had this, and it handled tutorials in the same way this game does. Those two things alone would make a big difference, I think. Because I do think the Paper Mario crossing over into Mario and Luigi's territory is cool. But I also think I probably do find, at least thus far, very early on, of course, that that Dream Team kind of aesthetically, the vibe, the psychedelic kind of dream-oriented theme they have is probably more interesting. But this game is paced better because of the run function, the tutorials, the generally just shorter runtime, which is definitely thanks in part to those two things. I do wish there was a button to jump with all three of them, though. That's gonna be something later, I'm sure. I swear there was another springboard somewhere. Maybe not, though. I guess not. Okay. Oh, wait, there it is. Never mind. I was correct. Okay, I was like, what? It's weird. Anything good? Yeah, a piece of equipment. So just have one cozy wear. Oh, he has a different set of equipment, okay. Did I check over here before? Can I even jump that high? I doubt it, right? Yeah, no. I also don't know if this game is significantly easier than the others or not. The other games really weren't that
Go.
difficult, maybe aside from some boss fights, considering I was underleveled for certain chunks of certain games. I'll just fight most encounters as I come across them. I'm not going to go out of my way to fight, but if I run into something, I might as well just fight it. That was bad. Damn it. Nice. Yeah, this stream might end up being a little shorter than average, just to kind of partially to make up for those last few Dream Team ones being pretty long. But also just to kind of warm up back into things. I would like to get this game done in a timely manner. I could see myself streaming, like some of the streams being a little longer to try to really push through, but I also don't want to force it. Because then I will not be enjoying myself as much as I would otherwise. A little early. That's a little tricky though. That's a new thing, having to dodge with three characters. Because yeah, Partners in Time had 4, but you only really had, it was really just like 2 characters on the field. Just a matter of, do you have the babies or not? And then Bowser, of course, never fought alongside Mario and Luigi in Bowser's Inside Story. Ooh. Nice. Another level up for the bros. Still disappointed a little bit by not having those bonus rolls. That's like such a staple thing to me. I got more like paper environments here too. Hmm. Can I get up there? Oh, I see. I'm assuming this will be enough force to knock this down. Or punch a hole in it. Yeah. And then fall down. Nothing else on this lower level. Alright, I guess that was a pointless for me to check. You should mention that. Are they gonna force me to double back, or can I explore more? Weekend was alright. Don't have any major complaints. I finally got on top of starting production on some videos. Really just one right now, but I'm gonna get back to that because I've been kind of dragging my feet when it comes to starting certain projects. Or continuing some, even in some cases. The cutouts. Yeah, they knew. It's like, imagine if they... Because, like, they were kind of playing dumb. It's like, imagine if they did that thinking it was the princess. It's like, wait, was that your goal? Because you definitely could have done that, like, 30 games ago. Classic. Hmm. So I guess we're going to their castle early? That's kind of cool, I guess. Look who it is. Oof. Oh my god. That damage, though. I'm kind of torn on them telling you what level they are, though. Okay, okay. I never heard this theme before, so... This kind of slaps. This kind of slaps. Feeling it. Way too fucking early. Oh, it keeps going. Okay, I see. I see. Oh, I see. Still gonna take some getting used to. It's group dodges. Yeah, copy block up. Way too early again. I guess Paper Mario is pretty, I wouldn't say indestructible, but hard to... It's gonna be hard for him to die, I feel like, because of how the copies work. Let me spit up the Goombas. And just counterattack, kill the Goombas. Oops. Way too early again. Didn't die, though, somehow. Tutorial... Oh, I see. What? Jump with A or B, hold them down and have the... Okay. It's gonna depend on who he targets. It's a little Sunshine reference. Nice. And that kind of fixes my issue with the chases not having counterattack opportunities as often. There's no gyro in this game, that's kind of sick. I'm kind of glad. It got to be quite frustrating in Dream Team. Although once I figured out that it doesn't accommodate for you having this, oh my god, you have to jump so late. It doesn't accommodate you having the screens flipped, or like sideways. On Citra, at least. That was almost too early. way too early on the button press. Let's try this again. I won't give up instantly once I make one mistake. Not that I know that it keeps going. Nice. Oh, not this move, though. It's fine, we have 1-ups. Not many, but enough. Chase again. That was early. Yeah, fuck. That's better. Why R9? I don't know. I guess I might as well, right? It is a boss fight. But I also had a feeling that it wasn't going to take very long. I guess with how common heal blocks seem to be, there's less of a downside to using bros attacks when you don't need to. Because in some of the earlier games, I would go out of my way to not use bros attacks sometimes. I mean, I guess in most boss fights I would, but sometimes I would go out of my way just because healing was somewhat limited. Aside from leveling up, I think heals you back to full. Oh. Cool. Oop. Plant death. We're just playing Superstar Saga OG fully for the first time. Just be kept by the soul. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm still... Where did I stop in the remake? I'm at the Beanstar stuff. So, like, I did, Little Fungi Town and the Luigi little mini quest or whatever. What I did discover, though, I don't know if this is the case in... I don't know if this is the case in the original, but in the remake, at least, you can actually dig up some of the bean fruits early. You know where they are. So I did that. I dug up 3 or 4 of them, I think, that I was able to. And I was like, huh, I guess that'll save me some time later when I am actually required to do that, which maybe changes my mind, at least on that portion. There are some that you do have to wait to do, like the one over by the desert, but I haven't quite gotten to the beach section, though. You did too? Okay. Kill a few enemies now and then, some bosses later on. Pretty tedious if you're under-leveled. I appreciate the tip. That's probably fair advice. that is something people levied at. Doesn't Partners in Time get that criticism a lot too? So part of me wants to guess. I'm of two minds when it comes to like healing points like these, because if I had to guess, there's probably going to be one just past that boss fight, but so as to not risk getting into another forced encounter, and so as to not waste healing items that I wouldn't need to use because there will be a healing block, either further ahead or just going to the previous one. It's just one of those things where these games are not so resource management heavy that I really necessarily need to do that, but it's kind of annoying, I guess. Like, in getting back to playing Strange Journey this weekend, which is a mainline SMT title, that game, you heal at the ship, but there's also, like, heal points throughout the maps. Then again, I've played a good chunk of it, so I know kind of where to expect the game to give me healing. That game's a lot more dangerous, though. And there's a lot more, like, resource management kinds of stuff going on with your healing items, especially early on. Whereas here, I probably just don't need to sweat it that much. But it's also like, if I can just go back to a healing point, why not? To save myself from using those items. Oh shit. We can do a papercraft fight already? Also, I was incorrect in that there's no healing block right here. So if I do have to fight this right now, then it was a good thing that I healed. A little bit of this game could make it past the desert. Just kind of feeling not into it. No, yeah, I feel you. I've definitely... It's honestly pretty rare that I drop a game because it's too difficult, necessarily. Like, it's rare that I'm, like, so stuck on... Maybe in certain action games that's been the case in the past. I don't know. I'd have to think back. But, like, typically, it's a vibe thing where I'm just not really feeling it. No shame in that, though. Gotta spend your time... Like, if you're gonna play a video game you actually enjoy, right? Sometimes I put way too much time into games that I'm not really feeling, just in an attempt to try to give it more benefit of the doubt. When in reality, if you're even as early as like an hour in, you probably have some inkling of whether or not you're gonna stick with it, right? And there may be things that come up later on in the game that turn you off from it, but generally, aside from like story, because stories can kind of take twists and turns, but you know, mechanically, what you're actually going to be playing and doing is usually pretty well established within that first hour. Oftentimes even less than that. Drop games that they don't hook you in like an hour or two. Put up with lulls after that point. Yeah. No, I feel you. And a lot of it, at least for me, comes down to vibes. And I think that's why some games that are very, very slow burns, I was willing to stick with. And I guess especially if the story is at least interesting, there's like some thread there where you're like, I want to see where this goes. But I feel like I'm kind of a big atmosphere guy when it comes to games.
Okay.
That is something that can pull me along through an experience that maybe I'm not as into from like a narrative or gameplay standpoint. Well, it depends. Ideally, you have all three, of course. Or at least two of them being very strong. Gotta remember I have this move. And I was saying a few minutes ago that if they put this dash move into Dream Team, for like a remaster or remake, and they do the tutorial, way they handle tutorials in this game and on, basically fixes like pretty much all of Dream Team's issues. Most of them. But yeah, as far as like dropping games, I literally picked up the Klonoa remaster for like 10 bucks. Played it for about 20 minutes earlier, and I was like, not really feeling it. It's cute, it's fine. Not bad, but it's like, not really vibing, so I refunded it. What am I doing? Rounding them up? Okay. The Twilight Princess flashbacks. Except I actually know how to do that one. There's no one over here, right? Oh shit. What? Too bad. Paper Chin was really good at listening to Dream Team criticism. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Do I even want to sprint? I probably don't, right? No. Y'all gonna go or what? Oh, I see. So if you do them one at a time, that's kind of fun. As if they can't just slip out the same way they came in, though. There's a flavor to the stories, worlds, and characters of these games. Just felt was missing in the good gameplay they couldn't push you through. Yeah, because the gameplay seems more or less like Dream Team. Paper Mario is kind of like the Dream World gameplay combat-wise. You just have both going on at once. I do not care. Can't dig yet. Hit my wits against a verified brainiac and settle this score once and for all. Sure, well, let's match wits. Quiz time? 3 out of 5 questions correctly. I think it's bad. You flutter down from the sky. Yeah. Which one is that's easy. Oh, those guys from Mario 2 are in this game. It's fun. Where did you first find the book that contained all the paper characters in a storage closet? Bannet, Nitbit, Bitbit. Paper characters are 3D models, while the 3D characters are 2D sprites. Is that right? Interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's impressive because like the 2D sprite or well, you're saying they're 3D models. That makes sense because there's a lot of depth there. Or wait, sorry. You're saying the 3D characters are 2D sprites. I'm impressed at the depth that is able to be presented through, like, shading and whatnot. Papers are puppet-rigged animations. It makes sense to get them to be so flexible and all of that. It's neat. 5 know-it-all toads. Gotta put them in their place. Revives 2 bros at once. Check out the gear. All the beans. Yeah, I guess you could say it's like remnants from when Fawful had taken over or something. If you wanted to justify it somehow. Do I want to even... I mean, I am tempted to just buy this gear as we go. I'm sure I'm gonna find something better. Not too far down the road. Well, we'll skip the hammers for now. Plus, this could help make up for potentially being underleveled as we go. Oh, 2 of those. Not a bad head cannon. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's something to that. Picnic boots? But did I fuck up by buying a pair of so-so boots? I think so. Whoops. Here. It's fine. Yeah, sell this. Yeah, I feel like... I think it's just still too early for me to say, but... just by nature of this game taking place in the Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser's the antagonist, it is a little bland. Maybe something does change later on, narratively, but... like, the paper stuff being introduced is cool, but it's almost like, well, if I wanted that, maybe I would just actually play Paper Mario. Because that I've mentioned a couple times in this stream that the 1000 Year Door remake is looking quite good, looking quite tempting to me. There's not really a reason for me to play it again so soon, but stash discount. Look at paper toads for you for a low price of 10 coins. Provide you with info necessary to rescue errant paper toads. Really isn't anything new in this game. Pretty much everything here in mainline Mario stuff, yeah, besides Starlow, yeah, that's fair. I wonder why they took this angle. Because I guess the twist in this game is the whole paper thing, but it's also like, well, Paper Mario is a property and series that does exist, though. So it's not really necessarily anything new. Just new for this series, I guess. Just like the papery kinds of gimmicks. The dash is cool, though. Or at least it teleports me over here for these challenges. It seems like it could get very tedious, though. So in an interview, they wanted to emphasize the crossover between the two. I almost feel like it would have been more interesting if the Mario and Luigi from this series went into the paper world. Or something like that. I don't know. But I think that's just because the Paper Mario's rendition of the Mushroom Kingdom is quite interesting, even in Paper Mario 64, where it's a little more vanilla. Because even in Bowser's Inside Story, for as much as that game does well, I'd say, like, the game taking place in the Mushroom Kingdom is probably the weakest part of it. With the exception of maybe, like, how Bowser's Castle is in that game is pretty cool. Care about story spoilers? I mean, if there's something major, I mean, I might as well just experience it for myself, but yeah, this overworld is admittedly kind of weak. A lot of the areas are kind of mundane. Yeah, I would agree, compared to the previous two, for sure. And that's something where, even though I had my complaints and criticisms of Superstar Saga this time around, just the Bean Kingdom is such a cool setting that it's kind of hard to stay mad. Like, it just feels very original, you know? See if I can get these guys to stack together. There we go. Yeah, Cavi Cape, Bowser's Castle, Peach's Castle. Yeah, I would agree. And granted, those are well, Cavi Cape isn't that major. You do go through there a couple times, I guess. Bowser's Castle you double back to a few times. Peach's Castle is like a massive final dungeon. I guess what else does that leave? There's like the whole lake area, which is pretty bland. And I guess there's a good number of locales, though, that are, like, inside Bowser, and that kind of, sort of, makes up for that somewhat. So while I'm here, I might as well do these, right? What do I get for doing these, though? Hopefully something good. Just the lake, random teeth beach. Oh yeah, the forest is kind of generic also, yeah. Train tunnel. I kind of like the Toad Caves. I think those are kind of fun. You don't really spend a lot of time there, though. Ability to enter last area of the game in Mario's last bro move. The fight against the Shroobs was cool, like going back to Bowser's Castle for that. Far Cry from the creative, interconnected world of Superstar Saga, and the less connected but still creative areas of Partners in Time, yeah. Oh, wait, I gotta... Oh, I see. I use Paper Mario to go through here. Yeah, this is interconnected too, but it feels kind of random. Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. Because, I mean, a lot of it is just using the fast travel points. Bowser's Inside Story almost kind of has a merging of how Superstar Saga and Partners in Time are handled, because as Bowser, you've got the Superstar Saga overworld, but with the Bros, you're kind of using Bowser's body as a hub, like in Partners in Time, to access the parts of this interconnected world that Bowser is primarily meant to explore. So that's kind of cool, I guess. But it does make it feel a little bit disjointed, I would agree. Not a major criticism by any means, but we are kind of getting into the weeds, which I don't mind. Can they be inside? Yeah. The speed up for superfluous dialogue is really nice. Do you think Bowser's body makes the overworld feel small as a side effect of taking up half the... Yeah. No, for sure. It's a relatively small thing, but if we're talking structure and, like, world design and all that... Was he behind the dialogue box? Yeah, I would say the overworld, yeah, because the locations are split between those two, it does make Bowser's Inside Story's world feel smaller. Not necessarily a bad thing, though. Because granted, Bowser's Castle and Peach's Castle are massive. But it's almost disproportionate to the rest of the world, because it's like these individual castles, which, granted, they could be gigantic castles, even compared to, like, the Great Plains of the Mushroom Kingdom or whatever. But it does seem kind of odd. These singular structures are, like, so much bigger and more in-depth and all that than, like, entire swaths of land. Not that I think the game would be better if, like, the cape was bigger or something. That'd probably be worse. Yeah, Peach's Castle is a great final dungeon. Yeah, it's like the things that Bowser's does well, it does probably better than most of, if not all of the other games in the series. But I would say there might be a few things that I like more in certain other entries, depending. I mean, as if BIS had some minor areas and maybe some more smaller objectives. Yeah, there's not really a ton of side content, really. From what I recall, you get all the blitties. It's pretty easy to do throughout the main story. You got some bros attacks to go back and find, which is fun enough. You got like a little puzzle minigame, which is kind of whatever, to be fair, but I don't even remember what you get for that. Like stat boosters, maybe? But I'd still love to see Partners in Time get a remake, though. I remember being really positive on that game when I finished it, but the more I've thought about it, the more I'm like, yeah, it's kind of underwhelming. It has some good things going for it. Like, we've talked about them before. The shrooms are cool, but the lack of actual dialogue does hurt them as antagonists. But just the tone of the game is very unique for this series. The locales are great. The babies had an interesting dynamic, but like a lot of these things are fleshed out more in following entries. Like in Bowser's Inside Story, you have the double jump with the bros, which is essentially how the babies work, just with, instead of pressing X then A, you just press A twice. Which is like, it's not really that major of a difference. That's kind of there. I don't know. Paper Crest is so menacing. Yeah, right. But they are just made of cardboard or paper or whatever. I mean, cardboard, clearly, but cardboard is a paper product. Do I not need to flip, or are they gonna make me flip? Oh. This is not at all what I thought the papercraft battles were just gonna be giant battles again, but yeah, back to Partners in Time. I almost feel like Partners in Time is too short. Or something. There's just something about it as an overall package that just feels like a little underwhelming. Now that I've gone through Bowser's again and Dream Team. Yeah, it's about the same length as Superstar Saga from what I recall. Maybe a few hours longer, but not by much, yeah. Use L, you can turn... Okay. There's L and R at the same time. Alright. Like, my biggest criticism with Partners in Time is just like the combat gets very repetitive because you're not really incentivized to experiment much, I feel like. Even though the bosses are really good. I don't really know what I'm doing. I mean, I know what I'm doing button press wise, but I'm not entirely sure why. Charging energy, I guess. Okay. And I guess I felt a similar way in Superstar Saga as far as, like, you just spam knockback bros forever, because that's something I actually like about the remake, is that some of those infinite bros attacks are not infinite anymore. Which, like, yeah, it is kind of fun that, hey, if you're skilled enough, you can infinite combo a boss or whatever. But at the same time, I feel like that's, like, a little too much. And I find myself, whenever I sit down to play the remake, that I'm like experimenting a little bit more and like changing up what bros attacks I'm using. And like Partners tried to incentivize experimentation through having the bros attacks be items, but you're so flooded with coins in that game that you're never really gonna run out of battle items unless you are very frivolously using them or just like wasting coins on other bullshit or something. Because that everyone makes a big deal about that badge that gives you infinite battle items, basically, or they don't they don't get used up. But that's like super overkill, because you can have plenty of the powerful attack items if you really want to. I remember in the final battle I had like a huge excess. I'm not sure how I feel about this. You could have more excess, yeah. You could have 50 attack items in your inventory and never spend one, but infinitely use them. That's the thing. It's like, okay, with the coins that you would save from the infinite badge or whatever, what are you gonna spend them on? The gear is so underwhelming in Partners. Like, even Superstar Saga, which came before, had a better gear variety and effects and stuff like that, I thought. It's even better in the remake, too, from what I can tell. Am I wasting those mushrooms? I don't really even know what I'm doing. I can just stomp on them outright? Okay. Charge back up. I like how they stop attacking for me to do this. And I'm assuming these get harder. Also, I gotta remember my camera controls here. So that turns me around. That recenters, and this allows me to strafe. Oop. I don't like how zoomed... Why is the camera so zoomed in, though? Gotta recharge. Superstar Saga gear variety was almost too good in the OG. Could Oko's soul with double damage given and taken? Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember the BP restoring badge being super broken. Turn it around. Because if you were doing the like the hard mode versions of the attacks where they cost less BP, but they're faster. If you're doing that, then you're outpacing, or like the BP restoration outpaces the actual BP you're spending, which was absolutely nuts. So that was like infinite, having infinite bros attacks basically, effectively. Do like 5,000 damage if you have enough mushrooms. Oh yeah, the mush badge. Yeah, mushrooms increase damage. Double damage given and taken. And also the knockback being infinite as well. Or maybe the knockback advance or something like that is an infinite combo. Or can be. I guess I'll charge up. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about this. My first instinct is that I don't like it. Oh, that was... an accidental win on my part. Get murked. Okay. We turn around. Missed. Oh, I missed. Nice. Nice damage. Gotta recharge. Seems a little bit broken that I'm able to just do this. I mean, it doesn't restore my health, but... Alright, that's some good damage then. Turn around. Oops. Oh, you're a bitch. Oh. Alright, figures. Alright, so I can't dash when I'm out of energy. Or no, I can. I just can't jump. Okay. You can kill Bowletta. She either explodes, or you level up and get blown up while on that screen. Oh shit. There we go. Now actually lock on. Some bosses technically have 5,000 HP, so they don't die before dialogue. They are... I mean, it's a change of pace, so that's something. I don't hate it, but thus far I feel just kind of like ambivalence, which is maybe worse. Oop. Shit. Really want to wait for him to attack. Oh, fuck me, dude. Damn it. The animation work, as always, is really, like, top-notch, though, I will say. I don't know why it, like, unlocks like that. I don't know. These are weird. I wouldn't say I dislike them, but I'm not, like... I actually, aside from the tilt control, frustration, I probably do prefer the giant battles, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna go heal up here. I don't know, like, why are the bean spots so clustered together, though? Maybe that has to do with how the digging function works in this game. Like, you tunnel in a line or something, but it's odd. Bowser's had a consistent theme since BIS. Yeah, that's true. This is just... Seeing these two art styles side by side, I don't mind the 3DS Mario and Luigi art style. But I like much prefer the Paper Mario art style, and seeing them side by side like this is making the Mario and Luigi side of things look worse. Nice nod, like he has themes in Superstar Saga and Partners in Time, but now it's consistent. Yeah, for sure. Sometimes our hammers even hit something, that's funny. Ball bombs. Kablam. Who's our enemy? The man in red with the mustache. The hateful Mario. We'll just wait for him to take himself out. How rude. The disrespect. Besides some animation, the Mario and Luigi sprites here kind of just look like regular Mario. Yeah, So it's not just me that this game just, not just setting-wise, but it almost sort of looks more generic than Dream Team somehow. And even Superstar Saga. Which, yeah, Superstar Saga did genericify the... like the fat Koopas, and the Koopas on Bowser's ship that had the little aviator helmets, and among some other things, but generally I find that to be pretty inoffensive. I do definitely prefer the way they look in the GBA version, but I think a lot of the quality of life fixes and like combat updates in the remake have me leaning more in that direction. What's interesting is they made Cacoletta's tell, as far as her like little shadow clone split up thing, they made her tell a lot more obvious. She laughs and then she'll move around. So, that fight's still cool though. Like both of us slightly prefer OG. Yeah, I think stylistically I probably do like the OG more. Though because it is Alpha Dream's first... I'm assuming it's their first game period, but at least the first game in the series. Some things stylistically look a little unrefined. It's not the biggest deal. But, like, just like proportions of certain characters look a little, like, odd. I think the main thing for me is the fat Koopas being changed, though. Because they're not even fat anymore, they're just large Koopas. Like you took... It's like you took the regular Koopa model and just, like diagonally made it bigger. Instead of, like, grabbing it from the side and doing that, but yeah. They were cross-eyed too, that's true. Those little derpy motherfuckers. I'm like so disinterested in what Bowser has going on in this game, though, to be honest. Bowser Jr. seems a little bit more interesting.
Mario.
In fact, because Bowser was already the final boss, is it going to be Bowser Jr. who's the final boss because he doesn't want Paper Bowser Jr. to go back? Or something? I could see that. We got the mandatory second... the second world is a desert world. Wow. How original. It was like this in Dream Team as well, and to be fair, but... And also Dream Team's desert was like maybe my least favorite area besides the beach, because it's just a desert and a beach that I guess you have some gimmicks going on with each of them, but not much. What is this? This one is where you lost interest fully? Oh shit. That's like very early on too. I should probably just not even... To save time, I should probably just go to my objective. And not worry about exploring as much. Also, I have the dash that I was not using. Shit. I was just saying how this was going to be tricky. Oh, I can jump to get... Oh! I can press X again, which in this case is right trigger to jump. That's altogether, that's cool. Drill shell, so this is gonna be... What did it say about? Break time, fuck off. I thought the guide was gonna have like a guide. Oh wait, Battle World. I guess they haven't taught me how to use the drill thing yet, so... I didn't quite catch what they said about using it. What the... God damn it. Gotta keep in mind that Nabbit is actually invincible, so... There's no winning. We have to make him fall in a pit. Or touch lava. And if they don't adhere to that, then the power scaling in the Mario universe is all out of whack. Because we all know how important that is. All the caged minions you can reach as the bros have dialogue. Oh! That's kind of clever, yeah, because they are technically optional. Okay. I do like that we're in the second area sooner than especially Dream Team, but I feel like even some of the earlier games. Just coins? To jump to higher... Oh, I see. So, okay, so the group jump is not as high. It's more for lateral movement. So many just coin blocks, though. Kind of boring. Yeah, these every areas in like 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, straight up, man. I would guess, given like the quality of life things they're doing for Thousand Year Door, if Dream Team ever does get a remaster, because I would assume it'd be more of a remaster than a remake, kind of like how Luigi's Mansion 2 is getting. I'd hope they'd do the same or similar thing with that. Partners in Time, though, I feel like just needs an actual... I mean, needs is a weird way to put it, but like, if they're gonna re-release it, I'd kind of like to see it get remade, as opposed to just getting dumped onto Switch Online or something. Oh, way late. Oh shit. Way too early. No. I'm playing so poorly that Starlow's like, hey, you good? Yeah, copy block up. Nice. Starlow's 3 months clean from excessive tutorials. Almost made her relapse. That's funny. Oh, he dodged. He juked, man. Wild. Now we still hammer. Excellent paper hammer, nice. Like, it'd be cool to have all these games in a collection, though. But it would work really well, I feel like, if Partners in Time had a remake in the style of, in the 3DS style, because then you could have, because Nintendo would more than likely just do the 5 3DS styled games. Right, the remake of Superstar Saga and Bowser's, the hypothetical remake of Partners, Dream Team Paper Jam, and then you just make the original first 3 available on Switch Online or something, I guess. But then again, we talked about how Bowser's would be hard to translate to a single screen, so... I don't know. Nintendo's not really big on doing collections these days either. And when they do, it's like fucking 3D All-Stars, which is so lame. Great games in the collection, but as a collection, it's like... Yeah, we don't talk about 3D All-Stars. I'm really ashamed that I bought it. Because I had a PC at the time, and eventually I'm just like, well... If I want to play any of those 3 games, and especially if I want to also play Galaxy 2, which I very much do... If I'm going to play Galaxy 1, it feels like almost like an incomplete experience. Like, Galaxy 1 is a complete experience, but I would like to play both of them back-to-back whenever I go back to them. But anyhow, on PC, there's just better options. You got the PC decompilation port of Mario 64. You got like Mario Sunburn, which is a nice quality of life kind of ROM hack for Sunshine. Still not super wild about it, but it does make some improvements. And then Galaxy on Dolphin just runs like a dream. And you get Galaxy 2 as well. Get together really well, yeah. Yeah, it really is like a two-course meal in a sense. Especially with how Galaxy 2 sort of streamlines its structure a bit. It very much does feel like an encore or a dessert kind of course. Okay. Oh, he's... I appreciate the variety, but I'm almost like... This almost feels like too much. It's like, hey, papercraft battle, hey, this, and that, hey, chase Nabbit, hey, whatever, and... I don't know. Just feels like a little nonsensical, maybe? Oh shit, I pressed the wrong button. Whoops. How did that not count? What? Oh. Damn it. I guess there are points where he kind of like slows down. There we go. I always found Nabbit to be a weird character. Like his bandana mask clearly is homage to Bowser Jr., but it's not Bowser Jr. as far as I can tell. So I'm not really sure what his deal is. I thought he was like fine in New Super Mario U. He keeps showing up and I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't feel like Nabbit I don't feel like Nabbit fits enough to be in, like, this many Mario games. I swear it used to be Bowser Jr. in disguise. They just decided he wasn't. It's weird. I don't know why he keeps showing up. I guess kids like him, maybe? That would explain why he's kind of like the easy mode for Wonder. Or one of the easy mode characters along with like 5 different Yoshis. Which all appear on the character select screen as separate characters for some reason. The series also already has Popple. Yeah, that's true. For Mario and Luigi also. Popple already kind of fits that role. Why are we still chasing Nabbit though? Oh.
Ooh.
This is where we use the drill to break this block. We don't want ravioli right now. For some reason, the fake Italian is making me hungry for Italian food. Yeah, they're defeated. They're trapped forever. Game over. Oh, interesting. So I hit this. This is for coins, okay. I'm wondering if equipment and stuff is going to be super expensive in the late game. And that's why they're giving me so many coins, or if the economy in this game is just busted. That would be fitting as a Paper Mario reference, because Jesus Christ, the excess of coins that you can have in the Thousand Year Door especially is like insane. And yeah, I guess if you're buying like every single badge, then maybe that would be less of an issue, but I bought some of the really expensive stuff in Thousand Year Door and still ended up with like just an obscene amount of coins. What's the deal with this? Also, this looks like a mini boss or something. This doesn't look like a regular enemy to me. Maybe it is. Hope the remake is good. Yeah, they have the OG music badge. I'm assuming that's going to be an early game acquisition. What's cool though, I heard that each area is going to have a different variation, or it seems like each area is going to have a different variation on the battle theme, which is kind of cool. And like being able to swap characters around on the fly without having to pause is also, or pause in the traditional sense, you just press one of the bumpers or something, is really cool too. Now, if you can take on multiple side quests at once, that would be a pretty big thing. Otherwise, I would just personally recommend skipping most of the side quests, aside from the ones that give you unique rewards, which is only really a handful of them. And then it would be nice if there was a hard mode of some kind. I'm not gonna hold my breath for something like that, but the game looks great though. There's a 30 FPS. People complaining. Any slight difference under the sun in the dude, that's every remake in existence. That always happens, and it's very annoying that people. Not your fault, but like it's annoying that a lot of people with online discourse don't realize that. It's like literally every remake that ever happens, it's always like, oh, this little thing is different. That's worse. And it's like fucking annoying. But 30 FPS, yeah, I guess I forgot that it does run at 30 FPS versus 60. It's not going to make a substantial difference gameplay-wise. I mean, there are games that run at a very smooth 30 FPS that had me convinced that it wasn't just 30. Twilight Princess comes to mind on GameCube. When I streamed that, I was like very convinced. I don't know that I was convinced that it was 60, but I did not notice any like a major hindrance that it was running at 30. And it's one of those, and that's one of those games that's locked at 30 because of the animations being tied to the frame rate. So I don't think that you can reliably actually boost it to 60 without just speeding the game up outright, which of course you don't want to do. With Thousand Year Door, I wonder if it's one of those games where on the next system, it'll run at 60 though. It seemed weird to me if it did get locked to 30, but then again, Nintendo, I could equally see Nintendo being like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter, so we'll just leave it at 30. We'll just see how the new hardware pans out, though, because if they do go the route of hey, your games just run better straight up, no upgrade fee or having to rebuy stuff, which I highly doubt they're going to make you rebuy shit, assuming backwards compatibility is a thing. The worst I could think of is there being an upgrade fee of some kind for certain games. Maybe not every game, but I think it's more likely because of how many games are available on the Switch and how many of them are probably not locked frame rate. Most of your games are probably just going to run better, just period, assuming that they're targeting 60 FPS to begin with. Which I would really hope so, because that's become more of like a standard. At least on Xbox and PlayStation. Whoops. What's the deal with this pipe, though? Is this a fast travel thing? Not really. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not buying any Switch games until... any more Switch games until, we see the new hardware and we know what it's capable of and all of that, which I'm assuming if it's gonna launch next March, I mean, any month now. They did that with the original Switch. Didn't they have a presentation in like December of 2016 or something like that? Like they had the announcement trailer and stuff, but they did the big breakdown where they talked about how HD Rumble was the future and shit. And that was just a few months out. But I mean, there's no E3 anymore, so I don't even. I mean, Nintendo's kind of done their own thing, even if they didn't directs around E3 time for those last couple of years. Well, more than that, I guess, wasn't it? It was from like the Wii U era when they started doing that, I think. It's longer ago than I want to admit. But yeah, I feel like everything has a date this year, right? Pretty much. All the major releases. Thousand Year Door, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Isn't that it? First party wise? So that means that the next Nintendo Direct, whenever that is going to have to announce something new. I don't know if they would do the hardware reveal necessarily at the next one, but if they have games to announce, you would think that they would wait until the new hardware is announced to say, hey, these games are gonna play better, or maybe are even exclusive to the new system, potentially. I'm very curious to see how they handle like the next gen exclusivity and how they like kind of... I mean, Nintendo historically, their launch titles are cross-platform, well, kind of. In a sense, like Twilight Princess and Breath of the Wild, at least. So whatever their flagship launch title is. Which is probably a new Mario game, if I had to guess. It's like, what's going on? Odyssey came out in 2017. Okay, that's how I get back out. I knew it. Dude, why are so many of these question blocks just coins? Yeah, and Bowser's Fury... Yeah, Bowser's Fury is... I guess you could count that as being... a new Mario game, but it's more like kind of a bonus with the remaster of 3D World. So I wouldn't really count that in the same vein, personally. Yeah, cool, but not a full game, exactly. Exactly. Kind of just like a bonus mode to help add value to 3D World, which I already think 3D World is one of the better Mario games. It's probably in my top 5. Not even probably, actually. I really like 3D World a lot. So I would have been down to. Well, I mean, it kind of sucks being a former Wii U owner and having to rebuy your games again like that, but I would have eventually bought it again without Bowser's Fury needing to be included. I gotta sneeze. Hold up. Yeah, 3D World's great. I think it's based on my tier list that I did back around when Wonder came out. I think I like 3D World better than Odyssey overall. I mean, Mario controls excellently in Odyssey. I probably prefer the way he controls there, but as an overall package. And the thing with Odyssey is, like, on a first play, that game's amazing. Play it again, and at least for me, it just didn't really hit the same. And before you get those people who are like, oh, well, that's every game. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I love replaying games that I played before. Just with, you know, given enough time's passed. Oof. The Galaxy like 30 times the first year and never fell off. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh. See, I keep not paying attention to how many copies I actually have active. What? Well, was I able to move or something? We'll see if that attack comes back around. I was confused. I have to copy block. And also the answer is yes, I can move. Not the crease. I feel like I'm at the point where I have enough games that I would replay and plan to replay, you know, every now and then over the rest of my life, over the course of the rest of my life, that I don't really need a ton of new releases to keep me satisfied, which is good, because a lot of new releases are lackluster in some ways, particularly in like the AAA space. Not necessarily the space that Nintendo operates, so there are a lot of Nintendo games that I skip out on as well. Just mostly for taste reasons. Not necessarily for quality reasons. Oh, oops. Content mostly just looping. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where I'm at too. That's why I'm very... Is nonplussed the right word? I'm very nonplussed, like kind of just not really bothered. Like, of course, I guess to some extent I care about the state of the industry, and the layoffs and stuff is totally not a good, like, that's not good, and should be called out. My channel's not really focused on industry stuff, though. I don't really have an interest in talking about that in videos in that same way. I like to look at the actual, like, product, the piece of entertainment, the piece of art itself. And yeah, sometimes the circumstances in which that piece of art or entertainment or whatever you want to call it was developed does give insight into certain design decisions and whatnot, but I'm I'm interested in the industry side of things, and I listen to podcasts and follow that kind of stuff, but at the same time, I'm just, what was I saying? I'm kind of like nonplussed by games releasing in shitty states, and like, I'm glad live services are dying because I never had an interest in them to begin with, let alone the way that they're actually executed more often than not. I gotta keep in mind I have this. But yeah, I've got like plenty to play, replay or otherwise, because there's still games that I've missed that I could go back and play. It's actually been kind of nice, the smaller quantity of new titles that I've purchased in the past kind of many years, honestly. As far as like full $60 releases at least. Or 70 in this case, as we're getting to. It's not been a problem because I've been able to chip away my backlog way more steadily than I think a lot of people. Just because I'm mostly willing to skip out on games where I'm like... I hate the number score thing, but you know, like a 7 out of 10, for instance, or a game that looks like for your taste it might be around that 7 out of 10 range. Sometimes a 7 can hit, right? Sometimes a 7 can slap. But... or you can have fun with it. But, just like a lot of releases that come out that even catch my eye just slightly, sometimes the more I see of them, the more I'm like, I don't think I'd be super into this, at least for the price, or at least like right now, given how much else I could be playing that I already own, or could get for significantly cheaper. And it's not so much a race to the bottom either. I'm willing to shell out, you know, $70 for a Persona 3 Reload, or, you know, certain upcoming games like Ghost of Tsushima, the PC port I might end up buying for full price. We'll see. 20-minute timer, holy crap. Like Resident Evil 4 I spent full price on, etc, right? But, it's just like I'm not in such a great financial position to where I can just like willy-nilly buy a game that is more like a 7 out of 10 to me, if you want to call it that. Even though 7 out of 10 is not like a bad score per se, but it's like, there are plenty of games that'll probably resonate with me to the extent of being considered more like a 9 or a 10 that I could be playing instead. So it is kind of like a, is it cost benefit? Is that the right term for it? Oops, early. Yeah, there's just too many games that I have a feeling or know that I will like, that I'd rather just not take like risks with my wallet buying games that I'm even slightly unsure about. Been eyeing up that Crab Souls-like game. It looks interesting, it's cute. I'm not really much of a Souls guy though I probably should just like give Dark Souls another shot. It's weird because when I played it, I played like the first hour or two. The Asylum Demon's fucking easy though. That's what I don't understand, is like, you just like get behind his back and fucking poke him. I've played a lot of Monster Hunter though, which I know is different, but I played Monster Hunter when it was slow as fuck. Back in the Monster Hunter 3 days, with like that really slow and stiff underwater combat and whatnot. So like, I'm kind of used to that, but whenever I hear people talk about Dark Souls being difficult or starting out, it's like I'm stuck on the Asylum Demon. It's like, really? Like, I don't know. It's one of those things where I think I would actually, if I really like actually gave those games a shot, I would do just fine, I feel like. But I don't know what it is exactly that hasn't really drawn me in to them. Because I would say that I'm not really, as someone who's put a cumulative, I don't know, 5 hours at most into like From Software Souls games, I'm just not really the biggest fan of how the combat plays. But it's not really like a difficulty thing necessarily though. But maybe I just need to give him another try, I don't fucking know. I've been kind of eyeing, because I have all 3 of the Dark Souls games on PC. And every now and then I'll look at them and I'll be like, maybe I should give him another shot, I don't know. Just really like crabs. Yeah, it's a cute angle to that genre. Yeah, I think like when I was younger, the difficulty thing turned me off from Dark Souls. Not that I had tried it at the time, but then once I tried it, and I like stomped the Asylum Demon because it's really not that hard, I was kind of like, well, and then I got to the bridge where that fucking thing like leaps at you, and I was just like, all right, I'm good. I didn't even try. I was just like, I don't really want to do this. What's the deal with this? We run and jump? What does this do? Oh. Oh! So the bouncing thing is on the middle? So we're gonna use this... I see. Oh, that's not right either, is it? Yeah, wait a second. Yeah, so I just need to be up on the second platform. So we actually... Let's see.
Go time.
Go time. That was just a long-winded way of outing myself as being a scrub. But again, it's not really like the difficulty thing necessarily that puts me off. I like a game with a challenge. I pushed through challenges before. I'm just not like... I don't know, just like something about it just doesn't really appeal to me for some reason. But now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if it's because I lean more sci-fi than fantasy when it comes to a lot of things. Like, I think a lot of traditional fantasy things tend to not really be, well, I guess it depends. But they tend to not really be like my favorite things ever, even if I do like them. Like, I've never been a huge Lord of the Rings guy. I was never that enticed by Game of Thrones. I watched like the first season, or most of the first season. And the last season or two shat the bed so hard that I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother getting invested. And I wait for shows to finish anyway. Really don't like the Tolkien-esque fantasy stuff. Like more creative fantasy. See, it's weird because like, I really like the Elder Scrolls, but the thing with the Elder Scrolls is most of the games don't really portray the lore in a very interesting way. They are kind of more generic on the surface. But then you dig into the lore and you're like, oh, this shit's actually kind of crazy. Or like Morrowind is really good about that, because that's where a lot of the modern Elder Scrolls lore got established. And then Oblivion and Skyrim kind of retcon some stuff to make it a little bit less interesting, I would say. But I guess if we're talking Elder Scrolls, like Morrowind lore specifically, not just the continent, but like just anything that kind of was brought in with that game. is very cool because it's very alien. And I need to like truly play Morrowind. I've had a hard time with it because of it's just kind of like an old game, and there's some design things that I'm not the biggest fan of. There are some design things that I think are really cool too, but
Let's go.
I need to like mod it. I need to mod Morrowind and like do a genuine playthrough. Just every time I've tried, I've kind of like fallen off eventually. Even though I recognize that, like, narratively, world-building, lore-wise, it is definitely the best of the more modern 3 Elder Scrolls games. But that's why I'm so interested in Skywind, which is like that fan remake of Morrowind in Skyrim's engine, which is gonna finish when I'm like 70 years old. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, it's like I've seen the Lord of the Rings extended cuts. I watched them most recently, I guess it was a long time ago, in fact, but with a friend of mine in college, like my freshman year or something. We like basically got drunk and watched the extended cuts of the Lord of the Rings movies over the course of a weekend or whatever it was. And that was cool. Like, I like those movies, but I'm not like... There are people who are like so fucking in love with Lord of the Rings, and I'm just like not quite there. But even from like a video game angle... Oh, I should have copy blocked. I'm like so distracted by the conversation because I'm so not interested in what's happening in this game right now. Oh lord. I said this stream is going to be a little shorter and then it's just going to be like a normal size stream, but that's fine. I don't quite understand this attack. Just can't get into it. It's not his fault. People have overused his races and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, it kind of like... As far as I understand, it kind of established a lot of fantasy lore. Now, I will say a fantasy game that I am very interested in checking out, primarily because of, like, the video game side of things, as opposed to necessarily the lore and all that, is Baldur's Gate 3. I want to get around to at some point. Not a big CRPG guy, but the praise of Baldur's Gate 3 has just been so immense that... And even a good friend of mine was, like, very impressed by it, too, and he's not really into that genre either. So I really want to get around to that at some point. I don't know when that would be. This year's release schedule is kind of slow, though, so I could see myself getting around to it this year.
Here we go.
Maybe, or at least starting it, maybe. And I would say I really do like The Witcher, as far as fantasy is concerned. But I think that's mostly for narrative reasons. Which, if we're going back to Dark Souls, like, the narrative in Dark Souls is not really... It's kind of more in the background and more, like, world building and lore and environmental storytelling, which is all fine and good, but... Maybe that's a part of it too, is just like the storytelling angle. I tend to prefer a more overt storytelling approach in most genres, I'd say, with the exception of like platformers, maybe. Platformers are like one of the few video game genres where I am really not too concerned if there is a story or not, or if it's good or not, or whatever. I mean, I'd like for, if there is a story, for it to be good. Like, you know,
Here we go.
Mario is the key example, right? Even the best Mario games don't really have much of a story at all to write home about. And I don't mind, but then when it comes to RPGs or even action games and whatnot, I find that I like that narrative angle. It's like a very important component to me, for me. Is it 5 out of 7 or 6? This game's pretty underwhelming so far, I will say. I'm only 3 hours in, but I've had so many moments in these 3 hours where I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm just kind of just doing shit. And that's okay, I suppose, but I should be sprinting. Mario and Luigi's stories are simple, but the first 3 subtle, active, and eventful, and weird enough to be interesting. Yeah, totally. Am I sprinting? No, I'm not. Is there a guy up here? No. There is a toad here, or at least one toad here, right? We use this maybe? Yeah, this happened earlier where it like didn't wanna. Where in the fuck? That's not it. Oh, oh shit. I see. There's the last 2. I've been doing this stuff I'm gonna do. Yeah, I already get the sense that I'm gonna be doing a lot of this stuff for like every area, which I'm not like super wild about. If I wasn't streaming these games, I probably would just like, I don't know if I would drop it this early, but I wouldn't be so beholden to finishing this game streaming series. I hate not finishing games that I plan to stream. Like, I hate that. So I always, or usually try to pick games that, as I mentioned time and time again, that I've played before, so I know what I'm getting into. Even if I'm not the biggest fan, at least I, like, have some experience with it. Or games that I am very confident that I will like. Yeah, and even though, like, Dream Team's story wasn't the greatest thing ever, it at least had somewhat of a unique premise going on. I know there is a crowd out there that says they would rather play this game than Dream Team because this game is like paced better or something, but like I don't. Like, if you're kind of just repeating these same scenarios a lot, then I don't know that that is actually true. Yes, Dream Team is too long, and this game is definitely shorter from what I understand, but I think that's kind of a wild take. I can kind of see where they're coming from, though, with that. Just because mechanically this game is very similar to Dream Team, at the very least. So you, like, kind of get a similar experience out of it, gameplay-wise. Fuck. Need a copy. Making copies. Give me the healing. I'm still having trouble reading this attack. I think it's like a 3DS thing. I just need to watch the shadows, I suppose. Just the padding, kind of lazy use of the villains. Yeah, I would agree. Like, the story in Dream Team's a little bit meandering. I don't feel like there's necessarily a clear goal in mind for most of it. And most of the scenarios aren't that interesting narratively either. Really not interesting much at all. Gameplay-wise, some of them are fun, though, like the mountain. That was cool, but...
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I do wonder if replaying Dream Team... Like, if the runtime would be cut down just knowing... Like, remembering certain things about where to go and what to do next, but... I don't really feel like the lack of direction was really ever an issue in that way. Yeah, because, like, a few neat moments. Don't think it's worth the genericness and repetitiveness. In this game, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, shit, I'm already like kind of feeling it 3 hours in. Granted, this is a single session, so taking a day or two off and then coming back to it, I'm sure it'll be fine as long as I pace myself, but it's not like you have those games where when you're not playing them, you're thinking about them, and or you're just like looking forward to actually playing them. I'm kind of at that point with Strange Journey right now, which I keep bringing up because it's a great game, but it's like it's kind of reaffirming how I felt about Devil Survivor Overclocked, which I talked about previously, about how the gameplay was kind of tedious to me and not really doing it for me by the late game, despite being interested in the story and character side of things. With Strange Journey, it's like, I know the story and character side of things is very good. And just like the premise is also equally interesting, if not more so. But gameplay-wise, I just vibe with it a lot more. It's like it's traditional SMT stuff, just no press turn, but it's got some other systems on the back end that kind of make up for the lack of press turn. I think it's good that I'm playing Strange Journey now, though, because SMT5 is press turn, so like not playing two press turn-based games back-to-back won't like burn me out or anything. Do I want to do these? Not really. What the hell am I supposed to do, though? Oh, right, I only get the coins if I break the record. So basically just ignore these forever. How many coins do I have? Jesus Christ. Over 1,000 coins this early? They really brought the 1,000-Year Door's broken-ass economy into this game through that book. It's funny. I don't know if that was the intent, but... Oh, a quiz. I don't think they brought anything else from 1,000-Year Door, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I feel like this game is going to make me appreciate those first two Paper Marios even more. And I had a great time with both of them. To be fair, I've only just been like slightly down on them lately because I prefer the gameplay in the Mario and Luigi games overall. Just slightly. Just slightly. But overall, I had a blast with both of them. What pattern is on? It's polka dots. 10. What is Luigi doing? Don't ask me that question. I think he's crying here, yeah. What's drawn on the wall in the Lakitu Info Center? You'd think clouds, but that seems weird. I feel like clouds is too obvious. Okay, it's not too obvious. Not for this game, at least. Got him. Which of these did Nabbit steal? This. Whatever that is. The more interactiveness and dodging. Yes, it's more dynamic in the inputs you're doing. Paper Mario is still good. It's still good. It just feels... It's just the inputs aren't as varied, which is kind of a downside, and I would agree, like as far as dodging is concerned, yes, the timing does differ, and sometimes it's very ambiguous, which is not good, but it's always like, you know, ducking, or like, you know, there's a super guard where he spins, but in this game you got like jump dodges, you got hammer dodges, different timings, different, can target either one of them kind of deal. Trying to remember how guarding in Paper Mario works with your partners. I feel like it's not like a different button to guard with them. I feel like if they're being targeted, maybe that's made clear and you just press A with that. I forget. But yeah, it's not as dynamic. I would definitely agree. But it's still fun. The bosses in Thousand Year Door need more HP though. I'll keep beating that drum until it happens. So many chapter bosses just go down before they even really get started, which was disappointing. I feel like regular encounters are actually like paced pretty well as far as health pools and all that. That's one of those where any more and it would just get tedious. With bosses, it's like my mind always jumps to that like mech fight in the Great Boggly Tree or whatever it's called. And dude has like 20 health or something stupid. And it's like, I don't know if it's 20 or if it's more, but it's just one of those fights where I just remember it being over before it, like, it didn't like go anywhere really. And yeah, that's an early boss, but look at the early bosses in the Mario and Luigi games, and that's like a totally different story. Some of them are. I'm trying to remember. I feel like a lot of the bosses in Thousand Year Door were very easy. And it was kind of the same in 64, but there was that one cloud boss at the end of the, like was it Flower Fields? That boss actually required some strategy, and actually, yeah, the last couple bosses in 64 did actually require some re-strategizing and like a different approach. Whereas Thousand Year Door kind of felt like just wail on him for the most part, and then the final boss is just a massive difficulty spike out of nowhere. Well, the fight against the shades at the end was also kind of cool. Was also pretty good, but it takes till like basically the last dungeon, from what I recall, for the bosses to really be notable in that way. Because most of them I just don't even remember. Like the train one, the train chapter in Thousand Year Door is more interesting just from like a puzzle detective kind of element, as opposed to the actual boss fight you end up doing, which I think I remember what it looks like, but the fact that I don't remember it as clearly is not a good sign. Still a great game though. For sure. Guardware. Increase your defense while using emergency block. I'm not really going to use emergency block, but it is also just better defensively, period. So I feel like I could go for that. It's fine. Steady boots. I guess gear is fairly expensive, to the point of warranting the seeming insane amount of coins that I've been acquiring, which is really not as much as you would think. These sell back for a lot, though. Or did I not equip? I keep forgetting to do this. It's very bad. And wasteful. But hammer-wise... Iron Ball... Temporarily gives you a defense up status effect when you eat a mushroom. Smorg. Is that one of the bosses? Let me Google that real quick. Smorg Paper Mario. Yes. Yeah, so I remembered what this guy looks like, but I could not tell you. Like, I think he changed shape and stuff like that, but I couldn't really tell you what his... Like, there was not really much notable about his boss fight besides, oh, he changed his shape. I just, like, don't recall that fight at all. That chapter's cool, though. I like a good murder mystery detective chapter in a game. 64 has one too, but it's only like the first portion of that chapter, which is the penguin one, like the snow one or whatever. We have some beans. I don't know where I got those from. Oh, that's amiibo. Oh, I was gonna look at the beans, that's right. Heart beans. I don't feel like it's worth buffing Paper Mario's HP that much. I'm gonna round it up to 20 though, because it's just gonna bug me. But he doesn't really take much damage. Hence why his defense and HP is so low. Assuming you have copies up, right? Interesting that status restorers are on a separate tab now. What is this again? Oh, this is a later thing? Okay. HP items. 4 1-ups is probably plenty to carry me. Nuts heal 15. Maybe I want to grab, like... Things have been pretty easy so far. Maybe I just grab, like, one more. Because they're going to get invalidated eventually, because it, like, barely heals half my health. Now, where the hell... So do I have to do these toad things to progress? Is that what they're telling me? Oh, fuck, I did it again. Oh my god, I need to save more often. What is wrong with me? Psychotic behavior. Went from level 2 to level 5, like, holy shit. Smash the stone blocks with your hammer to free the paper toads. Be careful not to get squished, or they don't get squished. Oh. He did. This is not bad. It's better than doing another one where you run around. That one's easy. Yeah. That crushes him. That's better, yeah. Good old star coins. Yeah, I'm not super into this. These individually are okay, I guess, but I can tell that I'm gonna be doing this a lot. And the fact that these seem to be mandatory, I'm not the biggest fan of either. Okay, I was like, do I have my hammer? Do I jump? But it's one of those things where I almost kind of feel nothing doing these. I don't even necessarily feel annoyed or frustrated, per se. I'm just like, this sure is what we're doing right now. Which is fine, it makes it easier to engage with chat and stuff like that, I suppose, but... Yeah, I guess this is worth doing to get more trio attacks. These aren't too bad. Oh, and so I do have to do that. I did have to do that to get the trampoline. And this pipe. Am I seeing things? Where is that? Oh, it's up here. I see. So how do I... Oh yeah, I take the pipe down. Okay. But yeah, I guess like despite my criticisms of Partners in Time, at least that game has a interesting and unique premise, which is like kind of by default almost putting this game at the bottom, unless it does something seriously to impress me, which I just don't necessarily see happening. Because even also for all my criticisms of Dream Team, as I got later on, most of which had to do with emulation stuff to be fair. Like the tilt controls, but early on I was like really hot on Dream Team actually. Like those early streams, I was like praising the game left and right about how good the combat was and all that. And the creativity of the dream sequences and stuff. It was more so as the game wore out its welcome that I started getting a little irritated. So I don't think it's necessarily too early to not be super impressed by this game. Trampoline time. Damn, boy, how you fitting that down there? Holy shit. There's a boss fight. Yeah. I'm like, don't crash, please. Oh shit. The little echo effect from the copies kind of fucked me up. That's... Oh, I don't like this. This is gonna screw me up. It's like BXA, because I have a map to X, not Y. It just makes more sense. It's where Y is positioned on a Nintendo controller. Rocket Blast. Rain Blast! Well, we don't want to stomp on the spiky guy, so... Big Pokey, Paper Tower Power Pokey. Let's take out the uglier one first. God, it moves so much faster to start out, at least. Repeatedly press the button. Okay, so it's more like the older Fire Flower then. Nice, got the weakness. Oh. Get him next time. Yeah, I guess he's short enough to not hit Paper Mario. Makes sense. We're maxed on copies. I think we go for a trio attack then. Press each character's button as fast as possible when indicated. Okay. Is that... I guess there's a second part to it. The faster you push the buttons, the higher the kite will fly. When Paper Mario climbs up the string, that's your sign to attack. Okay, let's try it. Oh, I see. Pass off. Dude, stylistically, this is really cool, though. This is what I mean. If we went to the paper world, I feel like that would have been more interesting. And also aesthetically, it would have looked a lot more distinct from Dream Team, for instance. Oh my god, he's quick. Aye aye. Holy shit. Do I take this turn to heal? I guess so, right? Oh, it heals all three of us. That explains why it only does 15 then. It's so much easier than the Dream Team one, though. Kind of in a bad way. I feel like you have to really pay attention with Dream Teams. Oh, because so you can jump. Okay, that makes sense. You can jump on the paper one, I would assume. Whereas the 3D one you can't, or 3D, the MNL one, the regular one. Oh, I can aim at like any one of these. Trio racket is all. Let's do the racket. I think it's funny they slam him with this giant hammer, but that doesn't do damage. It's just the screen transition. I'm so shit. It's like my third time trying that, to be fair. Decent damage, too. Chip them down equally. Or not. Okay. Nice. Press B to launch, then press A to drill down when you're directly over an enemy. I see, okay. Try the racket again. You almost want to wait a little bit longer than you might want to. Smack. Nice. That's like a tiny loop. Yeah, we'll go ahead and call it after this boss fight. I'm so shit. What is wrong with me? I pressed B like a hair too late. It's probably forgiving enough to where I don't even need to time it that close. But I get nervous that I'm going to press it early. Oh, they grow back. Oh. I thought this was almost over, that's why I was like... That's better. Not this again. Nice. Learning. Improving. I feel like I should heal. Let's do this. Okay, I figured that was Paper Mario, I just didn't release the button soon enough. There we go. I landed in 1 this time. It's better than before. I guess I got plenty of syrup jars. This is on you, though. This part of this track I kind of vibe with, though. Damn it. This one. I was really nervous Luigi was gonna get hit there if I jumped too early. Shit. It's probably a good thing that the stream is a little bit longer, though. It means fewer streams total the longer each of them is. Also, I'm somewhat of a stickler for how many videos are in a playlist, at least for live stream series that I'm not going to come back to. Alright, I'm gonna try actually stomping on the paper one. If I didn't jump, like, late as fuck. Or even if not, even if it's not jumping on it, you can easily just jump over it without the paper airplane. I guess I kind of have to do something like this turn. I'll be copying up and then probably using a mushroom with Mario. Maybe, maybe a Bur's attack, in fact. Although, I don't know, I guess. Oh, they do break mid-combo, that's good. I was wondering if I can break multiple of them. Oh. I was about to make that connection as well, that, you want to take them down evenly. Oh, well, they're low on health. Oh, so I guess damaging their body parts also seems to damage them, then? I don't know how I managed that. Some of these dodges, I'm just like, how am I doing this? I'm not entirely sure. There's Trio Racket. If my theory is correct and that the body parts actually take damage towards the total, then... terrible. then yeah, hitting anything is actually good for progressing the fight. Let's see if I can read this one. Down the middle. Okay, I was not paying attention. Luigi. Luigi again. Nice. One of them's dead. This Fire Flower. This will probably finish him, because I feel like I've been damaging pretty equally. Oh, not quite. Okay. That was bad. Also, it only hits Mario, which is funny. I don't want him missing out on this experience, though. That's the thing I'm torn about in RPGs, is, like, whether or not knocked out party members should get EXP in certain circumstances. I feel like it kind of just depends, I suppose. Like, going back to, like, SMT, because most of your party members tend to be disposable, because you're, like, constantly rotating through and fusing new demons and stuff, I feel like it makes sense for them not to gain experience. But I guess in certain instances, when you have, like, a set party, it does feel bad when one of them gets offset significantly. It's a fine line, though, because having some kind of EXP share, EXP all, or, like, having experience apply to knocked out party members is kind of a slippery slope as far as just neutering difficulty altogether, potentially. Do I use the nut? I feel like he's almost dead, so I almost kind of just want to attack. Well, that was a mistake. I guess my average stream time is now like 4 hours instead of 3. It's fine. I'm just like, I don't know how it ended up like this. Way early on Luigi's part, but it doesn't matter. Why you get to attack like a million times in a row, dog? Stop. Way too early on Mario's front. It's annoying having to use Paper Mario's turn to 1-up. I'm being stubborn about healing, though, because I feel like... I just know that as soon as I heal, he's gonna die. And so I'll have wasted that that healing item. But as I was saying earlier on, I don't need to be as I don't need to be as conservative with my item use in this game. Dude. Way too early. Yeah. Dude's still not dead. Does the paper one just have less health straight up? I wouldn't be surprised because it's paper, and that's how Paper Mario is. Maybe I just underestimated this guy. As far as how much health he has left. I mean, he's blinking. But he's close to dead. Stop! Stop attacking 30 times in a row, dude. I actually pressed it late this time, and then early. Astounding. That is decent damage still, I guess. Yeah. Dude. He's been pretty good at dodging that move now. Dude. This little red shell. If I'm gonna be stubborn about healing, I might as well just get damage. Oh my god, I'm so shit! I'll just do this in case it lasts another turn. It's very annoying. I feel like copying up was actually better. This is what I mean about having infinite defense if you can just dodge, though. Or infinite health. Can you not attack 20,000 times in a row? Fuck you. Fuck off. That didn't happen. That did not happen. Nope. Did not happen. Like, why is he not dead, though? I don't get. Thank you. Goodbye. Need to hydrate more often. Nice. So we get a rank up. Damn, that is a lot of ranks. Holy shit. Gear slot. It's always gear slot, right? I already said that's in Dream Team that stat bonuses aren't very good. Although I guess in this game where you don't have extra stat rolls on every level up, then maybe they are better. But still though, gear slot is way, way, way better. Because you can get those stat buffs and then some. Yeah, it's the same deal. Gear slot, always.
Let's go. Yahoo!
Oh, we can rank up with Paper Mario as well. Yeah, it's gear slot. Cool. Oh. That healing block is like right down here, yeah. Yep. Oh. Have to watch this silly ass cutscene again. Oh! Is there something I'm missing though? Was there like a question block that I might have missed? It probably is just coins though, because that's what the vast majority of them have been. I'm not too worried. Alright, let's wrap this up. I have a feeling there's gonna be a paper craft or some bullshit, so I'm gonna call it here. We'll go to Bowser's Castle next time.